You have a lump sum of money and you give it to the insurance company and it accumulates over time. And when you're ready, that accumulated money can be converted into income that you may need when you're retired. So every year, the interest that accumulates on my annuity, it'll grow every year until I need to use it. So it's tax-deferred money, whereas money that I put into CDs and stuff is taxed every year. I have the potential for earning a very attractive interest rate. And at the same time, I'll also always be earning the minimum guaranteed interest rate. So the way I like to think of my annuity is that it's an apple seed. And I'm going to plant that apple seed, and that apple seed will grow into a tree. And through the years, that tree is going to grow apples. And when I retire, I hopefully will be able to make apple pie with those apples, versus chopping down that tree this year and using it for firewood. I'm starting to think about retiring. The earlier the better, of course, but so it's something that's become important in my life.
Until you actually make a withdrawal. As a father of 2 young daughters, I know there are going to be a lot of expenses coming up in the future, and a deferred annuity gives me the flexibility to make withdrawals from time to time in order to cover some of those expenses that I know are coming my way, like weddings, for example. A lot of people don't realize that there's a death benefit to a deferred annuity. If I don't need to make any withdrawals, I have the ability to leave it there, watch it grow, and in the event of my death, I can pass it on to my family, in this case, my 2 daughters. My daughters are great girls, and I always want to give them everything that I can give them.
Something that is as easy as an annuity for us now to have some forethought and know that it's going to provide us with an income for the rest of our lives. It's going to be with us dollar for dollar, day for day into our, retirement and happily into our old age. And I just wish my grandparents had that. What's comforting to me is not having to look to investments like reverse mortgages. I know that my grandparents are in a position now where they've been perhaps not as prudent with their money, and they're looking to things like the thing they live in to turn around and try to reverse mortgage it just to live is really frightening. So I'm happy that it's working hard for us, and it's nice to have some alternatives. It's great to be in the stock market. We've got 401ks. I can't, sock it away under a floorboard or in a cookie jar. We just think of annuities as another vehicle, a necessary one.
An immediate annuity would simply be an individual putting a lump sum of money away and then having a guaranteed stream of income immediately. What a neat idea. What a neat deal. I'm 71 years old, still going strong. As we all know, people are living longer these days, and to realize that this income would be guaranteed for the life of an individual, that is indeed a great, great advantage.
My wife and I put some money aside into an annuity, and with the plan that we were going to use it when we retired, to have some extra income to live in the lifestyle that we were accustomed. And lo and behold, other things popped up. And we had, my baby girl, Joey, 16 years ago, came into this world. And I remember Emily, this is going to sound really schmaltzy, but I remember her holding you in her arms in the hospital. And I'm going, how am I going to take care of this beautiful baby girl? Of all the places to think about it, we have an annuity. We can use that money for whatever we want. And I'm thinking about my daughter's education now, because she's getting close to going to college. My daughter and my son are taken care of because we have this annuity for helping you go to school. You are going to college, right?
Yeah, of course.
Just want to make sure. We never told you, did we?
Nope, you never told me.
Okay, well, surprise.
With an index annuity, the interest is calculated partly on the movement of an index in the stock market. But your principal is not at risk, as it would be if you invested in a mutual fund or in the stock market. Well, for the last 30 years, I've been a truck driver, and so I guess the best way for me to explain this is to say that with a traditional annuity, it's like a small van. It's nice. It can hold 15, 20 racks, but it's small, and I want to do a little bit better. So I'll get an 18-wheeler. Like an index annuity, I have the potential to carry a lot more. I can deliver 200 or 300 racks of not just donuts. I could deliver, I don't know, demi-baguettes, bear claws, croissants, sugar donuts, a lot of cool stuff.
How do you explain to somebody why you buy annuities? I thought about my mother grew up in this big Italian family, 13 kids. The tradition used to be that the youngest kid stayed home and took care of the grandparents. Why'd they do that? Because grandparents didn't have any money. I mean, they had like a minimal, my grandfather worked on the railroad, he had a little retirement, but wasn't enough. So my aunt, the youngest, stayed home most of her adult life and took care of my grandparents until they passed away. I don't want to do that with my daughter. I don't want her to worry about me. I want to be a good role model for her. So if we tell our kids to eat well and exercise and get a good education and take responsibility for your lives, then we should take responsibility for our lives too, so they don't have to worry about us when we get old. I want to be able to say, and that's why I bought annuities, and say to my daughter, honey, you don't have to worry about us. We're okay. We have a plan. We have a steady stream of income. We're going to be fine. You know, you can deal with your own thing, worry about your own life, and made me feel a lot better. And I think she was glad to hear that. So who can use an annuity? Well, anybody that needs to plan for the future. And that's just about everybody.